what do you do if you're at a garage sale and you come across a jackpot item and you're like, wow, this is hot. I want to buy it quick because I'm worried if someone else sees this, they're going to buy it before me, or they're going to try to outbid me or something crazy. And there was an example of what I'm going to talk about of what happened last Saturday, right? So I was at a garage sale. It was kind of like an estate sale garage sale. It was like a mix. And I came across a vintage BMX Mongoose bike. It was a jackpot item. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how much it's worth. So I'll put some pictures on the screen and I want you guys to comment, what do you think this is worth? But I believe it's a 1983 or a 1985 mini goose, Mongoose BMX bike. It was from a woman who used to, she custom built it. She used to ride, and I thought it was a women's bike, but I don't know if there's a gender to it. So let me know. But anyways, they wanted $100 for that. And I was like, this is a freaking steal. I knew it was worth at least $200 to $300, but I think it might even be worth 500 or more. I've seen some selling for over 1,000, but it really depends. What do you do when you're you're checking out at the garage sale, you're getting ready to pay, it's in your hand, and someone starts touching your item? Because that's what happened to me. They started touching it, they started looking at it, they started playing with the bike. Like, have you ever had that happen at a thrift store or garage sale? Like someone takes something out of your cart, or you're at a garage sale and they're touching it and playing with it, and you're like, oh man. And let me explain my thoughts. I got nervous because I was like, I know this thing's probably worth a lot more than what I'm paying, and I'm really concerned that a collector or somebody's gonna come up and be like, well, how much are you paying? I'll pay 300, I'll pay 400, because this has happened to several people who have commented on my YouTube channel before. And matter of fact, one time I was out with the BONAFIDE Hustler. Who here follows the BONAFIDE Hustler? We were at a green room meetup, and this guy, Chris, you know Chris, he's freaking jacked. I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't try to outbid him, but a guy outbid him like 40 or 50 or $100. I don't know what it was, right? BONAFIDE, if you're watching, let me know what happened in terms of the exact price. I forget, but someone literally started playing with the bike when Chris had it in his possession and outbid him and like disrespected him. And I guess all fair play, right? I mean, you could do whatever you want, but what do you do in that situation? Because this guy started touching my bike and I didn't pay for it yet, and I was getting nervous and I didn't say anything. And I was wondering, like, should I have been like, hey, this is mine? Because I don't want to be like, oh, this is mine, or I already bought it, because they're gonna be like, oh, did you pay yet? How much did you offer? Like, I'll pay more. Like, people are super disrespectful. So I'm curious, what do you do in that situation? Have you ever had that situation where you're checking out at a garage sale? Thrift store is different, right? Because it's in your possession, and there's somewhat rules because there's an establishment. And I don't think at a thrift store someone could be like, oh, I'll pay 3 times as much. It's like, it's already priced. But I'm curious, at a garage sale, I've heard of this happening to multiple people, and I'm curious, like, what should I do in the next situation? Like, luckily for me, the guy was just interested in the bike and thought it was cool, and he didn't ask like the price. I don't think he wanted to buy it, but I could have seen myself getting into trouble. And I mean, ultimately, I guess I would have to assess on the fly how much I wanted to pay for it. The thing is, I didn't really know what it's worth, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So what would you do in that situation? If someone started touching a bicycle or an item or stereo equipment and it was a jackpot and you knew you were getting it for a really good deal, do you tell the person, like, I'm buying this, or hey, this is mine? Or like, what do you do? Because you almost have to balance out that thin line of like, you don't want to be super disrespectful to where the person's like, you know what, F this guy, like, I'm gonna outbid him. Or like, how would you play it out? What would you do in that situation? I need your guys' advice. So, and let me know in the comments, has this ever happened to you? Again, this happened to the BONAFIDE Hustler, and BONAFIDE, he's big and jacked, but he's super nice. And for him, like, managing his stress levels, he always told me, he's like, man, I'll just let that person have it, because I don't want to get all stressed out, and you don't want him to turn into the Hulk. But he let it go. I'm curious, what would you have done? For me, I don't know what I would have done. I really don't know. So leave a comment below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm curious to see the comments, and much love.